All right, look live, Jarvis. It's playtime.
Hello, folks. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. It is Thursday night at 8 o'clock on the, well, okay, 8:01. I still consider that on time. Anyway, welcome to Spot Show live stream, our weekly, or my weekly Thursday night podcast where we talk about the current state of professional wrestling. Tonight, we're going to talk about some AEW news, AEW Dynamite recap. Excuse me. Let's see what else. I just whatever pops in my mind. Hopefully, everybody had a great Independence Day weekend. By the way, uh, mine was pretty good, relaxing, because we kind of did our family thing the weekend before Independence Day weekend. And I don't tell you, folks, I didn't do nothing. I don't even think I watched a bit of wrestling. Not one bit of wrestling. Um, I watched some TV shows, but we'll get to that later. I hate to start out on a sour note, but condolences go out to the family of Bonnie Tyler. She passed away today. Leah, let's see if my math is right. 75 years old. Nice long life for that lady. Of course, most people recognize her hit song. Oh crap, what was the name of that song? I'm sorry, folks. Something about the heart. Come on. What's the name of that song? Total Eclipse of the Heart. There we go. Um, I think that was one of her big hits. Let's see. She was a she actually earned 3 Grammy nominations. The wrestling tie-in for me is again, let's go back to the good old 1985, 86, 87, 88, 90. Uh, WATL Channel 36. Right after I switched it from 17 to 36. There was Bonnie Tyler's "Holding Out for a Hero," which is featured in the original, the good original Footloose movie. Don't watch that remake crap, because it was crap. That I don't mean to get off on a tangent here, but yeah, that the Boston accent this was totally annoying. But anyway, yes, the when they played chicken on the tractors, Kevin Bacon's character and the guy he was fighting over for the girl. Yeah, that was Bonnie Tyler holding out for a hero. But yeah, that was the intro music for WATL's Channel 36. I always thought it was a cool song because of the whole wrestling thing, and of course, uh, I think they actually used it one time on Nitro when. Okay, so Sting was doing the crow gimmick. Wasn't talking to nobody. Didn't give interviews, wasn't really saying he was with NWO or with WCW. But there was one time where he came down and Rey Mysterio jumped on him and Sting threw him off. Uh, that next week, Rey Mysterio Jr. came on TV, said, "Hey, that's just human reaction. I think Sting is WCW." And they did like a little video package of Sting holding out for a hero. So that was pretty cool back in the day. But yeah, uh, the song would start playing and Joe Penasino would be like, "It's 8 o'clock. It's Saturday night. That could be only one thing. It's time for Superstar." I paraphrasing. I can't remember word for word, but it was something like that. I kind of do steal that on Friday nights when I do the Wrestling Gold Friday night. But yes, rest in peace, Bonnie Tyler. There we go to this one. Yeah, sorry folks, I forgot my hat in the truck, and I'm not definitely not going to get it now. But yes, this is Spot Show live stream. So yeah, join me in the chat right here. Give me your opinions, or just be friendly, say hello. And of course, I'll probably going to chit chat about some of the stuff I watched this past weekend. Depends on how much time I have this evening. So yeah, clue me in. Also, this thing is going to be on YouTube, the replay, wherever you want to call it. So, comment section is right there. Hit me up in the comments with any kind of questions, comments, or opinions about what's going on in wrestling. I love chit chat about pro wrestling. That's the reason I'm doing this. It's the only reason I'm doing this. But anyway, let's go ahead and go into this week's AEW recap. Yes, this week's AEW took place at the well, it was actually okay. Hey, I forgot to press record button, so there we go. Uh, so we can't start over again. So take two. Hello, folks. Welcome to this week's AEW Dynamite recap. This week's AE Dynamite is got a special name to it. It is WCW Beach Blast. Just kidding. It is called AEW Dynamite Beach Break. It took place at the Baycare Sound the Baycare Sound at Coachman Park in Clearwater, Florida. Throughout the show, they show the beaches and the town of Clearwater, Florida. It looked like a nice place to visit. Uh, Outdoor show. I think Kenny Omega even said it's probably 109 in the ring. I do believe that. Feel sorry for any of those guys who's had to work this evening, so I'll kind of I try to keep it positive this week. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, they started out this week. Match number one: Tommaso Ciampa versus Chris Jericho. Uh, and I kind of see it right here on the poster right here, and I did hear the Justin Roberts announce the match just Jericho, and I was like, what the heck? Why they call him just Jericho? So, but I think Tony Schiavone kept on calling him Chris and stuff like that. But yes, this is your first match on AEW Beach Break, not WCW Beach Blast. And, you kind of look at the set uh, of the Beach Break. It kind of did look like one of the WCW Beach Blasts from the early '90s or mid to early '90s. Uh, when they had Rick Rude and Dangerous Alliance and all them there. That bracket. But anyway, Jericho would get Keller after receiving a double underhook faceplant on the steps. Jericho made a comeback, countered a bucket of sand with the code breaker, missed the lion salt, couple of knee strikes, gave Ciampa a 2 count. Went for a third, but Chris Jericho countered with the walls of Jericho. Ref removed the bucket Ciampa tried to use. This distraction gave Ciampa the opportunity to throw sand in Jericho's eyes. Another big knee strike for the win. After the match, Ciampa nailed Jericho with a chair, emptied a tool bag, pulled out a power drill, was going to use it on Jericho, but that's when the refs finally signaled for security to come in and they prevented that from happening. After this, there was a little backstage interview with Will Ospreay. Uh, MJF came out. They got in a kind of argument. MJF spit in Ospreay's face. They start throwing hands a little bit. Then uh, security broke them up. So it looks like they are building up for Wembley Stadium all in MJF against Will Ospreay. That's what it seems like. Anyway, next match of the night is for the International Championship. Kyle Fletcher going up against Konosuke Takeshita. Great match here. I mean, these two kids. I call them kids. They're way younger than me. So when you're my age, you can call everybody kids. But anyway, great match here. Kyle's only got involved one time, but that was just give Kyle the advantage in the match, get the heat. Fletcher worked over Takeshita's arm, a bunch of back and forth, 50-50 match. Takeshita hit the Falcon Arrow. I think they call it the burning whatever. Sorry about that. But only got a 2 count on it because he was selling the arm. Did a good job selling the arm. Couldn't get it over. Fletcher was able to hit the ropes. Fletcher hit a brainbuster for 2. Countered a backslide from Takeshita. Uh, Got him with a couple of strikes. Then Kyle nailed the buckle brain buster. It looked really sick, really really dangerous, but yeah, nail that buckle brain buster. 1, 2, 3, your winner and new international champion is Kyle Fletcher. Not sure why they took it off on so soon, but maybe he's kind of going back to Japan or whatnot. Had a little commercial break, came back, and here we have Mick Foley making his return to TBS television. I think they said he hasn't been on TBS since '94. I think that's what they said. But he was actually out there to be a special interviewer. Don Callis, I guess, did a little disrespect. So uh, Mick Foley said he's going to put a shoe with a picture of a dog up his uh, body cavity. TNT champion Kevin Knight came out and said it took Kyle long enough to get some gold. Kyle didn't seem to like that too bit. Andrade comes out, the former member of the Don Callis family, said he was going to win one of his members' uh, championship title. Callis said, "Hey, if you beat Doyle, you go get Smart Davis for the national title." Way too many belts here. He actually wound up lured Knight, Doyle, and Cage to the back. Darby Allen was right there waiting on attack Knight, but the family took over until Sparks came out of Darby's skateboard. Then Andrade joined in the fight. Next up, we had tag team match, and the Workhorsemen took on Will Ospreay and John Moxley. Great showing from Drake and Henry. Got to see them a bunch of times in the Georgia Indies. Pretty good talent. Anthony Henry should be doing something a little more on this, but dude's pretty talented dude. Let's just say I've seen him in a few against David Young, and I think it was Anarchy. I think it was called Anarchy at the time, and hell of a feud. Dude got a ton of heat. It was great. But anyway, Will and John winds up winning this with a double underhook DDT and the hidden blade. Next up, we had the women's casino gauntlet match. Of course, the ladies or the wrestlers came out in different intervals, but it didn't. If the first two women, one of the first two women scored a pinfall, of course, they would win the match. Of course, this match would earn a shot at Tekla coming up on, I think they call it a pay per view redemption. That's, I think, towards the end of July, or yeah. But yeah, the last one out was Willow Nightingale, who was injured, had to relinquish her belt. They did this long-winded tournament to have a survival of the fittest match for her, and that just got decided, I think, last week. Um, Again, that's just why I say, what was the whole point of having a tournament? Uh, Willow's back and 1 week removed, but from having a new champion, you could have just if she was able to kind of at least move around, do some kind of swerve or not like a swerve, a somebody attacks her, knocks her out, nobody sees it, ref doesn't see it, rolls in the ring, some kind of cheap win like that, or just like I said before, no use having this big multi-week tournament. Just have a four-way, gets top four contenders, and then call it a day. Anyway, she Willow Nightingale actually won this match by pinning Hart after the Doctor Bomb. Tekla came in, speared Willow Nightingale. The Dominion came in, slammed Hart and Blue on the ramp. Monet took out Tekla, who was looking to hit Willow with a belt. Mercedes wound up nailing Willow with the Owen Hart belt. Anyway, it looks like it will be Tekla and it is going to be Tekla and Willow Nightingale for the women's championship at Redemption. And I guess even though they didn't like announce it or have any kind of in-ring unity, but looks like Divine Dominion and Mercedes Monet are uh, a super group now. Ain't that great? All right. Let's see. And of course, here comes the main event of the night. It is for the AEW World Championship. If Omega loses, he can never challenge for the World Championship again. That's kind of getting old really quick. But anyway, I digress. So here we go into the match here. Uh, MJF pulls out the Battle Bowl ring. I can't help it. I gotta call it Battle Bowl ring. Uh, Dynamite. I can't say I gotta call it the Battle Bowl ring because I can't remember the other real name. But anyway, the Dynamite Diamond ring. Pulls it out. Was going to use it. Will Ospreay comes out, pulls it off his pinky. Uh, Ref sort of sees it, but didn't see it. He just sees Will there. Looked like Omega was going to use the championship belt to hit MJF, but he decided not to after MJF begged him not to. But MJF being MJF hit Omega in the webos, hit him with the title belt, went for the cover, won, and that was it. Omega kicked out at one, hulked up a little bit, hit three or knee triggers. I forget what it's actually called, but yeah, hit three knee triggers and finish them off with the one wing angel. Therefore, your winner and new AEW World Champion is Kenny Omega. And I guess they sort of made it official as of now. It will be Kenny Omega against Will Ospreay at All in London, England. So, my opinion is, hey, they're kind of catering to their fans. So, so I can get their fans. This is like a little dream match for them. Uh, Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. I'm pretty sure they wrestled before in Japan. Not sure about the states. Of course, it's going to be in London. It, American company. It's going to the pay per view will be in London, England. So, kind of giving their fans something they wanted. So it kind of works out on that end. That's that's the story I'm going with. Like I said, going to be a little positive here, um, but yeah, either way, it should be a good match. It could be very well be Kenny Omega's swan song. Then anyway, that does it for this week's AEW Dynamite recap. Hope you folks have a good one. Take it easy. But yeah, I can see AEW doing that just to appease uh, their fan base who are going to be paying for that pay per view, which I think it's going to be on Saturday. So I think I will wind up getting that pay per view as well. Where am I? There we go. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna label this video right here. Was the 8th, 7, 8, 2026. Thank you for your patience. So, history was made, boys and girls, children of all ages, and adults of all ages. So we had two title changes on Dynamite, the International and the World Championship, as well as we had two title changes on Raw this past week. We had a new tag team champions crown. The Vision defeated uh, the Street Profits, as well as we got a new undisputed champion. I will get to that later, but you folks know who the new undisputed champion is. Give you a hint. Raw was in Chicago. Cody got taken out. You got you got three guesses, but the first two don't count. First two you lose, I guess, whatever. But anyway, there was another announcement made on AEW Dynamite this week. Let me scroll down to it. I know you folks been waiting for this, waiting patiently. Wonder what he's going to do. Well, the obvious. Jack Perry has re-signed with AEW. Yes, Jack Perry's future with AEW is now officially settled following weeks of certainty surrounding his contract status. During Wednesday night's Beach Break edition of AEW Dynamite, the company aired a pre-recorded segment following Perry signing a new agreement alongside Tony Khan. In the video, Perry reflected on his ambitions moving forward, made it clear that capturing the AEW World Championship remains at the top of his list. Oh gosh. um, please, Tony Schiavone, this when that day happens, you should you should quit right there. You should, you know, if they, especially if they do it on Dynamite, whatever. Just once that happens, say, well, this will definitely put some butts in seats. Put the headphones down, microphone away, and just walk off. Because it might put butts in seats, but it's not going to be putting butts in AEW seats. I can almost guarantee that. Anyway, although featured in the vignette, he did not appear live during the broadcast. As one of AEW's founding stars, Perry has been with the promotion since competing in the Casino Battle Royal at the inaugural Double or Nothing event. He first rose to prominence as part of the Jurassic Express alongside Luchasaurus and Marco Stunt, capturing the AEW World Tag Team Championships before transitioning into a singles career. Since then, he has added the TNT Championship, National Championship, and the unofficial FTW Championship to his resume. The announcement comes shortly after Brian Alvarez reported on Tuesday that Perry's previous contract was nearing its expiration and that a new agreement had not been finalized. Speaking there during the media call ahead of Forbidden Door, Tony Khan expressed optimism that the two sides would reach a long-term agreement, a goal that has now been achieved. Perry's most recent match took place on June 24th edition of Dynamite, where he was defeated by Zack Sabre Jr. So yeah, so he is gonna be sticking around AEW, which uh, should we make fun a little bit? And this is just my opinion, okay? I'm not a Jack Perry fan. Don't care for him. Do not care for him, obviously, one bit. I not even when he was a babyface, Jurassic Express. I didn't. I saw talent Luchasaurus, but the other two, I was like, oh, fuck them. But or fudge them. I can't cuss on here. I might get striked again. But let's see. Let me. There we go. Trying to pull my notes up to the next thing I want to talk about. But I'm pretty sure he has an agent. I'm pretty sure they talked to WWE. Triple H was like, we're not interested. What's he gonna do for us? Y'all showed the video. The the company he's with showed a video where he got beat up by CM Punk. What are we gonna do with him? And which yes, we know wrestling is a work and all that, but still, um, at least you know when CM Punk got beat up, he got beat up by trained fighters, trained mixed martial arts badasses who can. don't care what their record is. They could probably whoop my ass. Let's just say that. But and CM Punk did train for that, so same thing as say that Jack Perry, Jungle Boy. But I'm pretty sure TNA, who might be up for sale, that's a rumor. I can almost see. I'm not sure how much they're selling it for. I'm pretty sure WWE would be interested unless it's really out of their price range. Don't want to get maybe if Vince was still there, maybe. But still, if Vince was still there, if the price was too high, uh, nah. Um, because they got a pretty good, rich video library of Hall of Famers: AJ Styles, early Xavier Woods, Samoa Joe, um, countless people. So that would be a good library to have. Uh, I'm very interested in seeing the dark side of the ring of TNA and Jeff Jarrett. So I heard it was pretty good. So definitely, definitely looking forward to seeing that. But TNA not went biting on that one. Nope. Uh, what will he do in Japan? I mean, I know he did stint in Japan during his little suspension from AEW. Blah blah blah. But um, eh. So the other one to kind of give him a job would be AEW. Apparently he is buddies with the Bucks and the Omegas and gets along with them quite well. So Tony Khan was like, yeah, like I said, if his agent went seeing what the his price tag could be, I'm, I'm thinking Tony Khan probably got him on a low end. Probably gave him a little bit of a raise. But uh, definitely works in your favor when you're buddies with the EVPs. Speaking of TNA, as I was just talking about them, uh, I'm just speculating they may or may not have been interested in Jack Perry, but they did bring somebody back. Rich Swann is sticking with TNA Wrestling after officially signing a new contract with the promotion. During an interview with the Daily Star, Swann confirmed that he has committed his future to TNA, explaining that he believes the company is one of the strongest positions it has ever been. Having been with the promotion since 2018, Swann said he is proud to have witnessed its evolution and is excited to continue being part of the future. I really believe in this company. I feel great. Uh, I feel like right now TNA is at a spot that it needs to be. We're killing it every Thursday night, and I'm just happy to be part of it. I've been part of Impact Wrestling and TNA since 2018. To have this freaking spot, it just feels awesome. I really believe in this company from X Division to its tag division to its knockouts division. Swan also reflected on the criticism TNA has faced over the years, saying helping the company overcome those doubts continues to motivate him. What drives me is I've been with this company at its lowest, and people have always targeted TNA. They said, "Oh, they're going to die. Oh, to they're going to lose their grip. They ain't going to be nothing. They ain't going to be a footnote in the industry. I've seen us rise from the ashes and shut the doubters up, and I love being part of it. That's another thing that drives me. I love proving people wrong. I love it. Despite already enjoying success in TNA, Swan made it clear he still has major ambitions. He hopes to capture the TNA World Championship once again and complete the prestigious Grand Slam during his career. Swan is currently featured on TNA programming as a member of BDE. So yeah, uh, what that Swan, talented high flyer. It's he's not one of these guys I dislike, but it's not a guy I like. Does that make sense? Just there. Um, I seen them matches and I'm like, oh, that looks cool. But I don't know, some nothing against him. It's just like I said, don't dislike him, don't like him. It's not like I'm rushing be a uh one of the Swanomaniacs or anything like that. He's just there. Decent talent, I think. Has some controversies. That's why I guess he. Uh, I guess he's overcame those controversies. Uh, maybe changed his ways a little bit, and being on the straight and narrow, and that's why he's been with TNA. All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. So and okay, take two. Gonna take a quick commercial break. Be right back after a word from my sponsor. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. If you made it this far in the video, you're having fun. You folks know what to do. Everybody says this, so let's go through the whole routine. If you enjoy it, click on that like button. Also, leave me a comment. Give me your opinions on anything I talk about tonight. Ask questions, or just drop a friendly hello. That's always cool as well. Also, if you enjoy listening to a fan, just like you folks at home, talk about the sport of professional wrestling, be a champ, click on that subscribe button. Now, back to our program. Yeah, and we're back, folks. Thank you for sticking with me. I get a drink of water there. All right, so looks like Sheamus could be or is, uh, given his future endeavors. A major change could soon be coming to WWE's roster, as reports indicate the former multi-time WWE World Champion Sheamus is preparing to leave the company once his contract comes to an end. According to Fightful Select, Sheamus is expecting to depart WWE after deciding against signing a new deal rather than being released. The veteran star reportedly chooses not to accept WWE's offers to extend his contract, meaning he will simply become a free agent when his existing agreement expires. The report states that WWE approached Sheamus about restructuring his contract, another reconstructing, while he is sidelined with an injury. However, it is said that he quickly declined the proposal. Unlike other recent departures, WWE did not move to release him, reportedly because his contract was already nearing its natural expiration. The timing comes as a surprise to many fans. In recent days, Sheamus has shared several social media posts joking about his long running quest to capture the Intercontinental Championship, leading many to believe he is hinting to an imminent return to television. If the latest report proves accurate, those posts may not have been teasing a WWE comeback after all. Sheamus first signed with the WWE's developmental system in 2007 before making his main roster debut in 2009. His rise was remarkably fast, culminating in a stunning victory over John Cena at TLC 2009 to capture the WWE Championship just months after arriving to the main roster. Do remember that he came in as a beast. He was just mauling over everybody, and a lot of people in the internet wrestling community say, "Hey, this is one of those John Cena's going to have to uh, give up that championship because this was I guess, the John Cena reign of terror, however you want to call it, Super Cena era." Uh, and many people say, "Hey, you need to drop to this guy to help elevate this monster of a dude." But anyway, do remember that. During his career, Sheamus has become one of WWE's most decorated stars, winning multiple world championships, the King of the Ring tournament, the Royal Rumble, Money in the Bank, and nearly every major championship available, except for the Intercontinental Championship. That's what's preventing him be uh, completing the coveted Grand Slam. Sheamus has added more fuel to the growing speculation surrounding his WWE future after making several noticeable changes to his profile on X. The former multi-time world champion has updated his display name from Sheamus to S. Farley, using his real name instead of his long established WWE ring name. He has also removed any reference to WWE in his bio, which now simply describes him as a pro wrestler. While nothing has been officially announced by WWE or Sheamus, all eyes will now be on what comes next for the Celtic Warrior and his lengthy run with the company comes to an end. I thought they did kind of officially announce that. But in the meantime, that kind of gives gotta open that checkbook up for Tony Khan. That gives him another name he can pluck away, put in his promotion. I can definitely see him doing that. But yeah, it seems like one of those reconstructing. Hey, would you take less money? I forgot what podcast it was I was listening to, or internet or YouTube show. But yeah, it seems like hmm, I don't know. I think it was somebody's talking about Punk, but it seems like all the people that Vince McMahon liked, like Sheamus. I think he did like the New Day. Ron Killings was in and out, or R-Truth was in and out, and these were mainly Vince's guys. But I mean, you talking 2009 there when he made his main roster debut. So I mean, really, 19 years he's been with the company, give or take. That's a long time. Stay with somebody. Uh, some people don't. Some people are not lifers. You you think they were lifers, but I mean, it's already been kind of proven. Everybody thought Edge was going to be a lifer, not going to wrestle for anyone else, and then he had his last WWE match. I think it was with Sheamus as well on SmackDown. Good match too. Um, even though Edge had retired, came back, and all that. Um, but then he wound up being in AEW. I mean, I was pretty shocked by it myself. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of one of those. No, ain't no way Edge is going to go to AEW. He's banged up, uh, neck issues and all that. He's probably going to just retire. I mean, he's already a WWE Hall of Famer who already retired once, so could be he just going to retire again at the time. But um, and I would almost say, just for a pure match quality without no gimmicks or doing color and all this other stuff. That Sheamus Edge match on SmackDown was pretty freaking good. It's probably better than just about anything he's done AEW so far. Uh, Not saying or Adam Copeland hasn't done good stuff in AEW. It's just kind of all gimmicks, a lot of color. That's about it. But I mean, him and Christian did have good matches with FTR, but that's FTR. But yeah, we'll see what. I mean, this can't be good for morale with some of the, especially lesser known folks who they got under contract, who are people like Anthony Bowen, people I'll say on that level. For some reason, again, why ain't that guy being pushed for the a national championship, the TNT championship, maybe, uh, maybe the international? Who knows? I mean, dude's talented, but he's kind of the whipping boy for if the ops are in a 6-man tag or a tag team match and he's in it. more likely they're gonna lose, and more likely Anthony Bowen's gonna eat the pin. From what I've seen so far, but and I will admit, if I'm wrong about it, hit me up in the comments, or whatever. But I don't watch Collision, but I think the dude's talented. But guess what? They bring Sheamus in. Where's that gonna put the Anthony Bowens of AEW? Yeah, a guy who can probably get over, who's bigger than most of your roster, really. Because I think I seen a picture of him recently because he's doing the Celtic workout video, or whatever. And I guess it was a picture of him, but dude looked freaking jacked. So yeah, him and Billy Gunn. um, well, you got Bobby Lashley too, and you got the Hurt Syndicate right now, who you're not doing anything with. It's like, if you ain't got this is my point I've always made about promotions. If you don't really have something for them to do, then no point really bringing them in. And I had a wild hair up my butt thought. Does that make sense? No. I just had a okay. I had a way outside of, like, the boxes on it in another state thought. That far out of the box thought. It's like, with the money that WWE has, and AEW have, why not set up a couple little territories? Uh, kind of go into, you know a state, an area. Probably not run, if there's like a good established indie promotion, and I think if there's a good estab let's use Georgia, I guess. Say you got a good established indie promotion in Monroe, Georgia, Southern Fried Championship Wrestling. Very good one pick. Run it like towards more in the suburbs of Atlanta, like around Gwinnett and stuff like that. Or Atlanta. I don't think there's one indie promotion in Atlanta, but sometimes they take a notion to take breaks. You got this one promotion too in Georgia called One Fall Wrestling. They kind of go all over the place. And then again, that sometimes they do bring in AEW talent, but sometimes it's like, look, this, if you had that for like veterans to do, you got younger stars, you get bring it up, put some of these veterans in those promotion, or your territory, indie promotion, whatever, and then you know give them a little bit of money. Almost kind of, well, pretty much what WWE used to do with Ohio Valley Wrestling. That almost say Ohio Valley Wrestling. Ohio Valley Wrestling. Um, I think they did Heartland. I think they did Memphis Pro as well for a while. Yeah, yeah, give them a little bit of money. Give them, don't have to, send, say if it's AEW, you don't have to send Kenny Omega over, on a monthly basis or anything like that, unless you really want to run it like like the old NWA territories, which I'm pretty sure they would absolutely love. But like I said, run like a territory. Uh, let these people work in front of a crowd. I mean, that's the big part of it. Instead, like the performance center, you got the performance center, then you got one day at NXT. Uh, I think if it's in Florida now, I mean, they're when they do the tapings in Florida, I guess at the performance center or whatever, it's mostly. Uh, and I guess I should feel dumb about this. apparently some of those are just friends, family, and all that good stuff. Uh, but they should run like little house shows around that area and just maybe. I mean, I know NXT used to run house shows as far as up. I seen that house show NXT house show in Columbia, South Carolina. Forgot what year it was. It's when Finn Balor was down there. Asuka, the Revival, which is FTR. Who was there? Oh, Elias. Elias before he you know was down there. He wrestled Alex Riley, which I think he wound up getting released a few weeks after that one, if I remember correctly. But yeah, this let him work in front of other people, and I mean that I will say that NXT house show was probably one of the best live shows I've ever seen, personally. But they did get back kind of doing that, uh, instead of just one developmental territory, have a couple around, just to just to test the waters. Um, and mainly for somewhere to put your talent, you know, somewhere to put, uh, say a Sheamus, say, look, go over here, we'll pay you this much, but guess what? You're gonna be home every night, even though you might have matches around that town, say Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or yeah, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, however they want to work it. Um, but it's in places where you get to go home every day if you wind up having a house in that area. But you get to work with your young kids, give them your expertise. You're kind of like a player coach. Uh, but I, I can probably talk about it for a long time, but right now my train of thought is kind of like um, I had to be kind of patient and kind of really think it and talk it out. But uh, basically, yeah, just set up some territories where some of these guys can work instead of just twiddling their thumbs and get, especially like AEW is, oh, okay, well, guess I, I'm not even stepping on that ladder. I got I got one foot on wrong, but hey, you gonna sign New Day and Sheamus? Well, might as well step my foot off that rung. I guess I'll be hanging out. What they say, hang out in catering or whatever. But yeah, that's just my opinion. All right. So like I said, history was made this week in professional wrestling. I already talked about Kenny Omega winning the AEW World Championship. Kyle Fletcher winning the international title. On Raw, we had uh, Division regaining the WWE World Tag Team Championship from the Street Profits, thanks to Maxine Dupree. And we also have a new WWE Undisputed Champion. Yes, brother, it is the Punkster, brother. The Punkster did come back. Did the old blowing a kiss, I guess, to the Raw brand since he's captured the SmackDown brand championship. So here's how the article reads: CM Punk's move to WWE's SmackDown brand is now all but official following his shocking. Yeah, if you watched Raw that night, you seen Cody go down, and it's like, wait a minute, where are they at? Isn't somebody supposed to be coming back pretty soon? Oh, we know where this is going. Let me guess. Cody will not be available to wrestle Sami Zayn in the main event. Hmm. Maybe they'll give somebody a call since they're in his backyard. Anyway, his undisputed WWE Championship victory on Raw. WWE has updated its official event listings to feature Punk as part of the advertised talent for upcoming episodes of SmackDown, beginning with this Friday's show in Oklahoma City. where he has already been announced to appear. Joining Punk in WWE's promotional material are Cody Rhodes, Jay Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, Trick Williams, and Gunther, firmly establishing him as one of the brand's marquee attractions. Well, he better be if he's the undisputed champion. In addition to Friday's television appearance, Punk is also scheduled for WWE's live events at Las Cruces and Albuquerque, New Mexico on Saturday, July 11th and Sunday, July 12th. Punk made his long awaited return 3 months to WWE programming on this week's episode of Raw, where he defeated Sami Zayn to capture the undisputed WWE Championship. Prior reports from Dave Meltzer had indicated that WWE planned to move Punk to SmackDown upon his return as part of a effort to better balance his star power across both brands. Before his absence, Punk had been sidelined after losing the World Heavyweight Championship to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 42. Attention is already turning towards SummerSlam, where Punk is expected to defend the Undisputed Championship against Cody Rhodes. WWE initially promoted a championship bout between Rhodes and Sami Zayn for Monday's Raw, but the match was ultimately scrapped after Gunther attacked Rhodes backstage. This all opened the door for Punk to return to step in during his hometown return near Chicago, where he defeated Zayn to claim the championship. Zayn's reign as undisputed championship lasted just 9 days after he captured the championship by defeating Rhodes and Gunther at Night of Champions. And you know what? Let me mm, let me I should let me add a visual here. I don't know why I clicked that button for. Should I click this one? Talk amongst yourself, everybody. Because you talking about a uh outside the box um opinion, talking about way outside the box, like totally off the reservation. I mean, the box is really, in another. This box is in another state. Just bear with me a little bit. Um, let's see here. Now, let's see. All right, add that one there. Boom, boom. So, we know, yeah, basically, CM Punk is going to be, part of the SmackDown brand, be one of the stars, and I kind of get that. You got plenty of stars in Raw. You got Reigns, of course, Obafemi, Brock Lesnar, but uh, will this be his last match at SummerSlam as well? And if it ain't, he's not going to be back till Royal Rumble, maybe. So uh, he's not an everyday equation. You got LA Knight, people are still behind, want him to, at least taste gold one time. Um, so maybe a Money in the Bank win and cash in could be in his future. Maybe, who knows? And he might be one of these who never becomes world champion. But go ahead, clip this one. So here's my thought. Like I said, CM Punk defeated Sami Zayn for the undisputed world championship after a 9-day reign. And here's the thing. Uh, like I said, when Sammy won it, or if Sammy wins it, even when I was predicting he was going to get a WrestleMania moment, win the Royal Rumble, win the championship at WrestleMania, and that, you I was nowhere close to that prediction. But I sort, I actually count on Gunther to win at Night of Champions. Even though I think I did say I wouldn't be surprised if Sammy won in front of his, not really hometown, but in front of his peoples. But, um, but I always said, he, he was not going to be a long-term champion. It was going to be the feel-good story. You earned it. Go out there, kid. Get get your you deserve it chance and enjoy the moment. Sami Zayn being champion for 9 days is probably the best thing that has happened to Sami Zayn. Really is. Let's think about it. Okay, he was going to get hit, and he was uh, seemed like the crowd was kind of sour to him a little bit at WrestleMania. They were kind of in more to Trick Williams than Sami Zayn, but I digress on that one. He's still internet darling. We Is that even a term still? But still, hear me out. So we checked all the boxes. He won the championship in front of his in Saudi Arabia. I think he's part Muslim or something like that. Um, or yeah, he is part. I don't want to say Middle Eastern. Let's just call that. Muslim is a religion. Middle Eastern. Um, so we got that. We checked that box. Good call. Let's check that box off. Uh, he got we got the feel good story. We got the pat on the back. You know, you know, you earned this, kid. And he got the coming back and the crowd doing the you deserve a chance. All right, boxes are cleared. Let's go ahead and take it off of you. Because let's go ahead and take it off of you now. That way, not only, the internet wrestling crowd, because you're the underdog from the underground, whatever. Um, you're no longer the underdog, but still, in the internet wrestling community's eyes, who you're still a darling for. Somewhat. I've actually seen a couple comments saying, "Oh yeah, Sammy didn't deserve it," but anyway, I digress on that one. But it still saves him. I think the majority of the internet wrestling community still loves Sami Zayn. He's a good worker. He has good matches. Um, I never. I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan of him because I'm not gonna sit here and say he's not talented in the ring. He has talent in the ring. I'm just not a fan. Um, that's just it. It does it's wrestling is kind of like music. A lot of people like I don't know who's the big group now. A lot of people like Green Day. I don't like Green Day. I like Dream Theater. I like Seven Dust. You know, uh, and if you look at it this way, Dream Theater is kind of like it's pretty much a prog metal band. Um, way, my opinion, of course, way more musically talented than Green Day is. It's just I just got that different taste. Um, I don't like pop punk. Uh, even punk, this straight up punk music. Yeah, Ramones, okay, Rancid, cool, let's go. Um, but that's about as far. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't even tell you every Rancid song. I couldn't even tell you every Ramones song or anything like that. Uh, but the few things I've heard from Ramones and basically their hits and Rancid's hits, I liked. Kind of like that. Um, you know, I like hard rock. I don't like pop music. Okay, well, put it like this: a lot of people love Taylor Swift. I just don't like pop music. I like Seven Dust. Seven Dust fucking rocks. Uh, Dream Theater rocks. Older Metallica rocks. I still jam out to that. Heck, I still jam. I ain't saying I'm a music aficionado or anything like that or music snob. Uh, I still listen to hair metal bands. I still listen to Limp Bizkit every now and then. So I digress. Basically, what I'm saying, uh, if he was music, he would be Taylor Swift to me, to where I'm a fan of, say, Gunther, Seven Dust. You know, if you want to describe it like that. But anyway, now I digress with that. Why? Yes, sometimes you gotta explain this shit with people. Of oh, you're just a hater. It's like no, it's not the hater. It's just don't care for him. Um, but happy to see him be champion one time, like everybody else. But it's like okay, I'm over it. And guess what? There will be if you kept now here's the main point I'm trying to make. If you kept the championship on him, say like another month, or say if you even said okay, we'll do this match at SummerSlam, and you keep it past SummerSlam, people are going sour to it. Even the internet wrestling community. Remember Kofi Mania? Yeah, that ended 2 weeks after he became champion at WrestleMania. It's like, oh, okay, he's champion. Next, next, let's because it's like I said about them. I'm not trying to bash them. It's cool and all. Everybody's got their opinion, but I think listen, some of these people in the wrestling community, if they were the booker, there will be a new world champion face your company every 2 weeks. Um, and I ain't saying I ain't trying to sound like a total smart mark or anything, but I like to think I have a little bit of understanding. It's kind of like CM Punk. I'm a fan of CM Punk, but I'm not a fan of CM Punk. Um, but even as a fan, I look at it, go, well, it's a wrestling business. If you put it in front of me, say, okay, here's CM Punk, listen to the pop, look at the sales, the merch sales, crowd sometimes even outside Chicago would chant CM Punk if there's a vague reference to him. Sami Zayn, you don't really get that. So who you gonna make your kind of a face of a brand? Face it, put a belt on them, or at least put them in that hunt for the championship. You gonna put Punk in there. Punk draws more than Sami Zayn, but like like I said before, long-winded explanation. I probably shouldn't have recorded this now, but uh, this is the best thing that happened to Sami Zayn because now the internet wrestling fans are like, oh, they screwed over. I mean, go look at it. They screwed over Sammy. Why they give it to him in the first place? They gonna just let him keep it for 9 days? It's because CM Hogan. Come on, people. I started calling him the Punkster a long time ago. Which hey, say the same thing to him, but as I say about Hogan, hey, if he's got a little bit of stroke in there and he uses it, not my fault, not his fault. It's the promotion's fault. When Hogan had his um complete control of his character in WCW, ain't his fault. He put it on there. He had enough money to where he didn't need to wrestle at the time. So I mean, he was thinking he's gonna be in TVs and movies and maybe go back to get paydays from Vincent Man still, which he probably could have still. Um, he didn't need WCW, so I'm guessing he's like, well, if I'm gonna wrestle for y'all, I want complete control of my character, and he put it on there, and they rolled over and said, okay, let's do it. So you can't blame them, but like I said, it keeps Sami Zayn the internet wrestling darling. I'm sorry, I do digress a lot. It keeps Sami Zayn the internet wrestling darling. Um, and it kind of he wasn't champion long enough to where oh gosh, why they put the belt on him? He's not really this and that. He's this, he's that. Kind of like they did with Kingston. It's like yeah, it was Kofi Mania until 2 weeks after WrestleMania. Then it's like okay, it's time to take the belt off him. He's overrated. Yeah. So you're not gonna hear that about Sami Zayn now. Now you're hearing the why they didn't give the belt in the first place? That was wrong. They did Sammy wrong. Blah 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 blah. So you got that narrative now, and that's why I'm saying that little 9 day run, and the quick defeat on Raw. Not even, they even keep it to the next premium live event. Is part of better thing for Sammy. Guess what? He was a champion. Uh, there's a picture. The picture proves it right there. Can't nobody take it away from him. At least he was a champion once. He might win it again. Who knows? Uh, I mean, just what was I about to say? I mean, there's been plenty of short term champions, but uh, he will when they talk about Sami Zayn, they will always say at least a former undisputed WWE champion, and he never did achieve that dream of being a WWE champion. So that's the one thing, and there's the other thing where just that alone it keeps him that internet darling uh thing going for him. He's not going to lose that, and nobody got sick of him within 2 weeks of him being champion. And that's just my opinion. So I don't know if I'll post that or not. I kind of got long winded on that one. Talking about other crap that had nothing. I think that's what the problem is. I need to stay focused on the subject at hand. So yes, like I said earlier in the show, hopefully everybody had a great Independence Day weekend. Hopefully everybody, kept all 10 fingers, 10 toes. Didn't blow their face off. Actually talked to the guy on site, the assistant superintendent, and he was like, yeah, kept my 5 fingers or kept all 10 of my fingers, but man, I almost blew my face off setting off fireworks. So, oh, well, your face is still there, um, so congratulations on that one. But gave me the long-winded story. But we did our Independence Day, brother, sister, nephews get together the weekend before Independence Day weekend. So this weekend, or this past weekend, I tell y'all right now, like I said before, I didn't do nothing. I don't, no, didn't watch not one thing to do with wrestling, which is very odd. Usually, 9 times out of 10, I usually, even though I'll go to this, okay, I feel like watching a movie. Uh, then after kind of going through a couple of the like Amazon Prime or something like that, looking for a movie to watch, like nothing grabs me, so I wound up watching wrestling. this year I did purposely say, hey, just just this one time. So I mentioned was a few weeks prior that I did watch this grand show Yellowstone, and I did say, it was okay. Wouldn't be anything I would highly recommend or anything like that. But with all the crap now, it does seem like freaking, you know, should be wearing. Well, hey, if a TV show can win Oscars, they should be win Oscars with all the crap they got now. Um, I'm not sure how many awards they've actually gotten, which I did kind of hear interesting story about uh, Taylor Sheridan. Uh, I guess when he was being interviewed by Paramount, if I get it right, he said, "Look, I'm not going to win you any awards. I'm just a regular dude who wants to write shows about regular stuff, and you might if you don't get the I'm paraphrasing. I think I heard it correctly, but basically, hey, if I don't perform, you can always fire me or whatever. But guess what? Um, his shows did great. I guess it seemed to me about every good show on Paramount Plus that people talk about is his creation. So, uh, like I said, I did watch the Yellowstone. Then I went in, they told me, hey, he's got another show called Marshalls. You should try that one. It's based on uh, John Dutt's son Casey. He joins the Marshal Service. I was like, I kind of I like Justify, which Raylan Givens was a U.S. Marshal. So let's see what this was. Again, it was all right. Um, Take the kid. I kind of want to smack a few times. I get it, grieving kid did get a job acting like a grieving kid, but sometimes it's like, man, slap the taste out of his mouth. Uh, then you had then I watched the Dunton Ranch. Spoiler alert: if you watch Marshalls or you watch the Dunton Ranch, and the Dunton Ranch had their I guess Beth and Rip's adopted sort of kid they brought in. There was one episode of Rip should just yeah he's not your kid anyway. Just lay him out. He's 19. Beat the hell out of him. But anyway, but if you whichever one you watch, if you it's got the annoying kid, uh, and they both pretty much have the same exact ending. And I'm gonna spoil it for you right now. Um, Big gunfight, little distraction from something, and the kid gets kidnapped. Both in the same way. So I guess I should put a spoiler alert on there, but like I said, they're okay. If you're really a Yellowstone fan, Dunt Ranch is pretty much on that same um, kind of pretty much same story almost. Not quite, but same vibe because they're doing the ranch stuff, the ranch dramas and stuff like that. Um, now I will say he does good episodes. I don't know if it's because you got these writing rooms, you got 25 writers. I haven't delved too deep into that, but it's like sometimes it kind of falls on the creator's head. It's like, man, you get it's not like it's totally whack where nothing makes sense. It's just okay, where did this come from? Why is this all of a sudden? And sometimes he kind of makes up. I will say he makes up for having a flashback or something like that. And it's like okay, it tries to explain everything. So I watched both of those, and I started watching Tulsa King. I like Tulsa. I did like Tulsa King. It kept me kind of amused a little more because I didn't take it too seriously. I mean, it's Sylvester Stallone playing a mobster from New York that gets out of prison and shipped to Tulsa, Oklahoma. Which the thing about it, I should. Uh, it's almost bad that I didn't watch this show because this is a show where uh the place where it's supposed to take place at is the city and state I was born in, and it's filmed in the town, or some of the stuff is filmed in the town I live in now. Um, so I was like, oh, I should just go ahead and watch this. As soon as I'm done with Tulsa King, I'm on the final, I guess, few episodes, 3 or 4 episodes maybe, of the third season. So once I'm finished that, I am definitely gonna watch Landman. I like Billy Bob Thornton, and some of the clips I've seen of it, it was very entertaining. So I'm like, okay, I'm definitely gonna have to check this out. So, and a lot of people love Landman, so I'm definitely going to check that out. Didn't watch, didn't watch any movies really. This watched the shows. I think I rewatched Major League, just a bit outside. Hey Vaughn, can't you throw a pitch in the strike zone at least? It's like, yeah, but last time I did that, the guy hit the ball that hasn't landed yet. Come on, we all know that. We all know the lines, but but yeah, that was basically my Independence Day weekend. Anyway, going ahead and call it a night right now. Hope you folks have a good one. Take it easy, and I will be back. I'm not sure what the watch along or anything is going to be for tomorrow night's for Wrestling Gold Friday night, where we talk about the good old days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and wrestling was real, because damn it, it is still real to us. But anyway, yes, I will be back tomorrow night for that, and my little uh in my home, not the hotel room, not on location. So check it out then. Uh, Besides that, you folks have a good one. Take it easy, and until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.
Ronald Ray here saying thank you for checking out my video. If you don't mind, go ahead and click that thumbs up button, leave a comment, and share this video with family and friends. I would also appreciate it if you would subscribe to RP2 Vision, where I cover the sport of professional wrestling from yesterday to today. Now, don't forget to click the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified when my other weekly content is available, like Wrestling Trivia Tuesday, WWE Raw Recap, and AEW Dynamite Recap. I also have 2 live streams. Every Thursday at 8 p.m., it's Spot Show Live Stream, where I discuss the latest news in professional wrestling. And on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m., it's Wrestling Gold Friday Night, where I discuss the good old days of professional wrestling. When wrestling was wrestling, wrestling was real because it's still real to us. Folks, have a good one and take it easy.